Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. As we head into training camp at the end of July, it's time to continue our look at the NFC future odds. And right now we're taking a stop at the NFC North, looking at the biggest underdog in that division currently, and that is the Minnesota Vikings, coming in obviously with a brand new head coach and looking like a huge underdog this season, but definitely a team with some upside on especially one end of the football. But their Super Bowl price right now, obviously probably not even close to being a wager, at 100 to 1 right now at Bovada Sportsbook to win the Super Bowl. And like I said, new coach Mike Zimmer's coming in. Really like the theme of the team they're going with this season. They've really revamped their defense a lot this summer. They brought in a lot of steady veterans, spent a lot of money on that side of the football. But their offense is where the concerns are going to lie, obviously, with the Teddy Bridgewater versus Matt Castle situation that they're currently going into training camp having to decide between. And Mike Zimmer's got a very tough decision of whether or not he plays the kid over the steady veteran. Either one really not the greatest option at their current status. However, the training camp and the preseason are going to show us a lot with this team, and it could actually reflect upon their Super Bowl and NFC future odds value. And their NFC price, speaking of, is at plus 4,040 to 1 right now. And with that quarterback battle going into training camp, it's going to be very interesting to see where Teddy Bridgewater is come the preseason. He's obviously going to get a ton of playing time. They're probably not going to run Matt Castle out there a ton if they expect to start him week 1 of the season, although they'll both get, I think, similar looks with the first team in order to try and see if Teddy Bridgewater is actually ready to command an NFL offense in his rookie season. Castle, though, really undervalued in certain aspects, but he's not that great of a quarterback in the end, and I do think that the Vikings will probably go to Bridgewater at least at some point this season, but I don't know if it's going to be week 1, and it's obviously not going to reflect either way on their NFC or Super Bowl future odds value. And their NFC North price, they're coming in at 10 to 1 right now. Obviously the big underdog in that division. Very tough division with the Lions looking to be improved. Bears and Packers look like playoff teams, even in some cases NFC or Super Bowl contenders. So the NFC North probably not up for grabs here for a couple of years for this Vikings team, but obviously they're making strides, and I like some of the additions they've made, and it could add a lot of value to this team against the spread if they come in undervalued, especially if Bridgewater doesn't play great, but then starts to maybe get the handle of it later in the preseason and get some playing time early in the year. This team could be very undervalued depending on. I love the defensive additions. They added Jasper Brinkley, Kurt Coleman, Linval Joseph, Captain Munderland. So this is a lot of good talent coming into this team with already established pretty good defense, even though they lost some players this offseason too. I really think that the Vikings could be undervalued in certain situations at home. They obviously play very well at home, and if their defense is working well, if AP can at least shoulder another huge season for this team and put them on his back offensively, this team's going to have a little bit of ATS value, but future odds value is nil at this point. But that'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out the other 31 future odds updates I have for this offseason heading into training camp. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.